Well, he's one of the most outspoken critics of Fox News and a thorn in the side of some Republicans. But what happens when a liberal late-night funny man sits down in the no-spin zone? Tune in tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern and you will see for yourself. Comedian Jon Stewart hosted The Daily Show on Comedy Central, facing off with the one, the only Bill O'Reilly. Clash of the Titans in primetime on Fox News Channel tonight. Ruler of the no-spin zone, Bill O'Reilly, joins me live right now. And I didn't write that intro. That's way too complimentary.
Somebody else wrote it for you?
Yeah, that's way too complimentary. I wouldn't have gone over the top like that.
Where's Hemmer? Where's Hemmer?
Hemmer's on in the morning.
What happened? Somebody kidnap him?
My friend Hemmer's still at 9.
He's still at 9?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So you get to sleep later now.
You are the two Bills I most enjoy aggravating.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, and since I don't get to do it as much with Hemmer, I'm just going to have to focus on you.
Yeah.
So this is exciting. Jon Stewart coming in the no-spin zone. It's been several years, right?
Exciting for whom?
For us. Those
for
of us
Stewart is exciting. Somebody will actually watch him.
Come on. Are you nervous at all? He's pretty tough.
Am I nervous at all?
No shaking.
I've known Stewart for a long time. We always have a good banter between us, and I think the interview tonight will be no exception. We know what we're going to do with it, and I was surprised. They called us. They said, "Look, we're going to come on." Yeah, and it's all right, sure. We have no. I like Stewart in the sense that he's very witty. His people are good. I don't think he's mean-spirited, although he can get carried away for sure. I don't like the fact that he cuts his clips up, takes them out of context. Right. So I'm going to have to talk to him about that tonight. But he's a very interesting guy, smart guy, so I'm looking forward to it.
My brother always says that he enjoys watching Jon Stewart until he sees him making fun of me.
Yeah.
Maybe you can go over that with him.
I will. And no one on earth should be allowed to do that.
Right?
There should be a statute.
You got my back, Bill?
No Kelly mocking.
You could take that lesson yourself. We're going to get to that in a minute. All right, before that, let's get to the Beck mocking. You and Glenn Beck, of all people, go out on this Bold Fresh tour. Now, first of all, why? What inspired this?
Well, I hadn't been out for a while. I really hadn't been out across the country for a while. It had been maybe 5 years. So I decided, well, look, I need to get out, and I need to see the folks, talk to the folks. So I'll drag Beck along because, he just wants to be accepted. And I figured I'd drag him along.
So it was your idea?
And it was my idea to do the Bold Fresh tour. But what it's turned into is a phenomenon now. We sold out everywhere we go.
Is it a comedy act?
It's not. It's more commentary in an entertaining way. But it's like a rock show. I mean, in Tampa, you had 18,000 people there.
That's incredible.
Two nines. I mean, the town went crazy. In Charleston, South Carolina, another 8,000.
What do you get out of that? I mean, you go on the air every night. You got the most popular show in all of cable.
Well, I can.
Millions of people watch.
Yeah, but I do a totally different presentation when I'm in.
Well, what do you get out of that?
What do I get out of it?
Yeah. Why do you enjoy it?
Well, I get to. A feeling for what's going on in the country. That's number one. I learn a lot. When I was in Charleston, South Carolina, I hadn't been there for a long time. I walked around town, talked to some of the folks, get a little feel of, why people are disenchanted.
How do you walk around town? This is fascinating because I've walked down the streets of Manhattan with you, and you're so tall, everybody recognizes you. They call out, they love you or hate you, they call your name out. Does that happen everywhere you go?
Pretty much. But if I stay in the background and keep walking, if I stop and pose for a picture, then everybody, but I don't mind that. Everybody's nice. But look, the worthiness of this effort is that you get out to places like Tampa, South Carolina, Virginia. We're going out to LA in a couple of weeks, and you get to talk to people face to face, eye to eye, and find out what they really think. And that helps me in my commentary.
All right, now speaking of talking to people face to face, eye to eye, I go on your set a couple times a week, once or twice a week, depending on the week. And I get tons of email from people saying, would you tell him to stop interrupting you? Tell him to stop interrupting you and tell him to stop interrupting his other guests.
Well, then we'd have to do a telethon, and particularly in your case. If I didn't stop you, it would be Jerry Lewis. We're on for 36 straight hours.
I have valid points to make. You asked me about the law, and then you interrupt me, and you try to fill in the blanks. And you don't even know the law.
What people don't understand, they don't understand two things. Number one, this is a computer-generated time system here. So if you go through the time, you're off the air. Bang, you just disappear.
True.
So I've got to regulate the segments. The segments usually run 5-6 minutes, and I have to regulate for time. Number two, people tend to wander.
Not me.
They want. Oh, of course not.
That's not me.
You're an exception. But the real reason I interrupt you is that you're much smarter than I am, and I don't want to look like a Shamil when you're making brilliant points and I've got no rebut.
See how I didn't interrupt that?
Yeah, I see. That's why I interrupt, because I just don't want you to make me look bad.
I love that it's on tape. I'm going to run that a lot. All right, here's the other thing people want to know. Why do you always call me and other women on your show and other guys on your show by our last names?
Look, if I call the guys by the last name, I'm an equal guy. And in my neighborhood growing up, everybody had the last name.
Is there a requirement?
Nobody went, My mother called me Billy, but everybody else, you know, I had a nickname or this and that. There's dignity in last names. Anybody can be named Tiffany. All right? But the last name says something about you, ethnicity, whatever. And it's just the way we do it in New York. I'm a New Yorker. We call people by our last name.
You know, I have to say, I don't find it offensive. I kind of like it. Now, I am amazed that you came on this show live and that you actually came into the studio. This studio has been around Fox for quite some time. Quite a few shows are shot at. This is your first time you've ever ventured into the studio.
Why would I come here?
You don't leave Studio A or your office, do you?
Well, I'm working. I write the show. I have stuff to do, Kelly. I'm not in makeup 3 hours. Not that you are. Not that she is.
Not all of us.
But some of them are.
Pretty, Bill.
I'm working. All right. Why would I wander around the 12th floor? For what reason? You know. I mean, it's free food. Yep. There is. It's free
There's
out there.
the little muffins.
But you know, what people don't understand is that the factor is a program that we don't have any writers. It's me.
It's you.
All right? I mean, we just do it, and that's why it's an authentic program.
Yeah. Bill always says he doesn't carry around a little BlackBerry. He calls it a blueberry. Instead, he sits at home and thinks.
You know, if you have all the machines going off every 2 minutes, I have to think once in a while. I know it doesn't come off that way, but I do have to do that.
Thank you so much for being here.
Is this like a regular gig for you? Is this your show now?
This is my show now.
Yeah, 2 hours of Kelly?
It could be a regular gig for you, too.
Every day? 2 hours
Why don't you come
a day?
back every Wednesday?
I'd love to, but I can't, and I'll figure out a reason why.
I have been doing his show for 5 years. He gives me one appearance.
Right, but you should juggle or something. I mean, for 2 hours, we should have a lot of just different Kelly looks. You know what I mean?
What are you talking about?
Change your clothes, like share.
I was just over there. I stood over there, then I stood over there. Now I'm sitting here.
Okay, oh, that's right. You stand, sit. I like that.
What do? You just sit here?
I just sit there.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't do anything. It's just basically me.
It's a pleasure.
Well, congratulations to you, Kelly.
Thank
and
you.
You know the reason you got this is because of your appearances on The Factor. You understand
Is that what it is?
Yeah, that's why.
That's what he always tells me. You know what Bill says to me? He says, "Yeah, I'm making you a star." Kelly He says, "Nobody knows you from that dopey morning show."
Right. It's not Hammer that did this.
Maybe somebody
It's
will
me.
know me from the dopey afternoon show.
Oh, I think it's going to be a big success.
Well, thank you.
I hope so. I really do.
Thank you for
All
caring
right.
and coming on.
Okay.
All right, you'll see it tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern Time.